I'd like to call the September 25th, 2018 meeting of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors to order. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Yes, good morning. Supervisors Kennedy? Here. Frost?
Here.
Natoli?
Here.
Peters?
Here.
And you have a quorum. This meeting of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors is cablecast live on Metro Cable 14, the local government affairs channel, on the Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T UVerse cable systems. The meeting is closed captioned and is webcast at sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will be repeated Friday, September 28th at 6 p.m. on Channel 14. A DVD copy is available for checkout from any local library branch. Members of the audience wishing to address the board may fill out a speaker slip and hand it to staff. When the chair calls your name, please come to the podium. Also, please silence your electronic devices.
Okay, thank you. Would everyone stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please call your first item.
Okay, for your consent matters, items 1 through 47. For item number 12, I do need a motion to continue that to October the 16th, dry period financing for Mission Oaks Recreation and Park Maintenance and Improvement District.
I'll move that. Please vote.
Unanimous vote with those members present. Item 14, you are adopting an ordinance. Adopt ordinance amending Chapter 4.6, Title 4, Section 4.6072 of the Sacramento County Code related to general business license fees for veterans. For item 18, I do need a motion to continue that to October 16th. Request for spending authority for Cemetery Advisory Commission's operational and project expenditures up to $5,000 per item.
I'll move that item. Please vote.
Unanimous vote with those members present. For item 19, I need a motion to continue this to October 16th. This is approve the Environmental Management Department Program Records Repository Retention and Destruction Policy.
Chair will move.
So moved.
Foley's a second. Please vote.
Unanimous vote with those members present. I also need a motion to continue item 28 to October 16th, approval of the First Amendment to Portofino Subdivision Improvement Agreement.
Chair will move. Please vote.
Unanimous vote with those members present. For item 30, you're adopting an ordinance repealing and reenacting county fire codes contained in Code Chapter 17.4. You waived reading on this on September the 11th. For item 31, you are also adopting an urgency ordinance amending Chapter 7 of the Sacramento County Zoning Code relating to defining the habitable area. Forgive me.
Habitable.
Having a, thank you. It's one of those days, sorry. For item 32, you are also adopting the ordinance for the South Sacramento Habitat Conservation Plan. You're adopting the Aquatic Protection Ordinance, adding Chapter 16.135, Section 16.13510 through 16.135.110 to Title 16 of the Sacramento County Code, and adopt the Fee Ordinance, adding Chapter 22.45, Sections 22.4510 through 22 22.45102 to Title 22 of the Sacramento County Code. You had waived reading on this on September the 11th. And then for item 39, there is a request to hold this for discussion, approve a revised framework agreement, cost-sharing agreement, technical consultant contract, and authorize the Director of the Department of Water Resources to execute a contract with EKI Environmental and Water Incorporated to develop a groundwater sustainability plan for the Consumnes groundwater subbasin. And that concludes my notes.
We're on 39, we're going to hold it just for a half hour or so. Is that right?
Yes.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. That concludes my notes.
Okay, any board members have any comments? Mr. Natoli?
Thank you, Madam Chair. If you could call just
Clear the
to...
screen. Thank you.
Oh, and note, item 32, you read into the record the ordinances as it relates to the South Sacramento Habitat Conservation Plan. I did just want to ask a question. I know my briefing with the county executive yesterday, I believe there's been already a meeting called for the Joint Powers Authority Board for sometime next month, latter part of next month. And I wanted to be sure, because embedded in the resolutions that the board is set to adopt is the framework for representation at the Joint Powers Authority level, which would include 4 supervisors, and the implementing committee, which, based upon the actions we took and will take today, will broaden and reconstitute that entity. And so, yeah, I don't know if you have any suggestions about that, because I think it needs to be really clear as to how we can pursue that. We made appointments to this body to last spring, and it included 3 supervisors. We're now going to be looking to add a 4th, but that needs to be acted upon, obviously, by the partners in the JPA. So any comments you might have about this today, it's certainly relevant to the governance long-term for the Habitat Conservation Program.
One of the discussions we want to have with all the parties is that before having a JPA meeting, there are some governance issues we need to talk about. So our planning director is going to be reaching out to Galt and to Rancho Cordova to have the meetings and see if we can resolve the issue prior to having a JPA meeting.
Okay.
And if we cannot, then we'll continue the JPA meeting.
So initially, with the JPA as it's currently constructed, because of the previous appointments, then 3 of us would be in attendance. Obviously, it may take additional formal action, but this board, as well as the other bodies, to amend at least what the proposal was long before we adopted the Habitat Conservation Plan. And I don't think the other entities have adopted it yet, because they're following us as well.
They have not, so we need to work through some procedural issues.
Okay, so will you be in contact then with the city manager? I did plan directors, but I think it's important because it may rise to the level of the city management, certainly in Rancho, but maybe in Galt as well. So it may need your attention.
Okay, we can do that.
Okay, good, thanks. Okay, and then if I could just, the next item, item 33, if I could have you call that, and I wanted to offer some comments if I could.
Item 33, authorize the execution of an agreement for exchange of real property, a grant deed, a certificate of acceptance, a land use agreement, a park caretaker occupancy agreement, and an agricultural lease agreement related to the exchange of county-owned property located at 8800 and 8812 Elk Grove Boulevard in the city of Elk Grove.
The exchange, though, is for the Dillard Ranch property, right?
With the Dillard Ranch property located at 9857 Dillard Road in Wilton, owned by the Elk Grove Community Services District Public Facilities Acquisition Corporation.
Good, thanks, okay. If I could just take just a moment, Madam Chair, I wanted to note a couple of items, but also express thanks to certainly to my colleagues, but to the county staff. I know that Rob Leonard and Stephanie Percival from the County Council's office, along with a number of other folks, former Parks Director Jeff Leatherman, have worked with the Consumnes Community Services District now for a better part of 3 years on this exchange agreement, and it certainly has been a long but a productive piece of work. And I did want to note as well that what we have before us today doesn't have the final agreement, that we're going to be delegating authority to do that based upon, I think, some continued discussions between councils for the both the county and the district. But I think certainly that this is a wise exchange of interest in property, and for the long term, certainly for the property that the county has held for now some 30 plus years on the Elk Grove Boulevard site for the Dillard Ranch property. I did want to note, and I don't know whether we were able to get any information, Mr. Leonard or County Council, that I understood in the conversation over the weekend with some of the folks in the Wilton area who are obviously very interested in this exchange and what it brings to the community, that in the initial acquisition that there may have been via the acquisition from the Dillard or the Jackson family some endowment and or consideration that would have retained the rights to name the ranch in the name of a former family member. Did you were able to determine that?
Yes, in conversations last evening with the general manager for the CSD did confirm that there is a language that you reference in the original transaction documents, and that will be taken into consideration as we finalize these documents if the board approves this.
So that'll be memorialized. It will be as either Walter or Walt Dillard Ranch is the name as I understood it. I don't know if that's the correct. Were you able to verify that?
I don't. There was specific mention of naming, and I believe it was Walter. And I'm sorry, I forgot the be it his wife's or name for the ranch, and then the potential naming for a fire station, which is no longer being contemplated by the CSD, and so that would fall out.
Okay, good. But that would be a part of the exchange agreement. Then that'll be embedded in the documents, the memorialized that come over to the county.
It's not documented as presented today, but we could, with board
But it will
direction,
be.
we could
I wanted
certainly
to
take that into consideration. I'm looking at county council.
I think it's important to do that. The Dillard family, early settlers in the community out there. And then with that, I just wanted to note a couple of other items, if I could. That there has been expressed interest, and there may even be folks in the audience today that are certainly interested in the item. Some from the agricultural community. I know there's several farmers or ranchers in the Wilton community who are very interested in certainly being responsive to an issuance of the county of an RFP that would allow for grazing on portion of the ranch, or those pastures have dried up this past summer. So again, that requires obviously us to consummate the deal, but I know they're following that with interest. We have, at least 3 inquiries of folks, and so I want to be sure we disseminate that information, and it may allow us to begin to recover some of the revenue, or at least offset some of the costs over time, and I know it's part of the agreement. And lastly, I would just note too that last year we anticipated this transaction would occur. And I know that from District 5 community monies that are budgeted for each of the 5 districts each year, that there was $30,000 set aside from community monies that's available to assist with, if there are some items that need to be attended to once the exchange is consummated. I know, Mr. Leonard, you're familiar with that. I don't know if Mr. Vaughn was aware of that, but those monies were set aside to assist the county. So there was no, again, a commitment to my colleagues some time ago that we wouldn't have additional county costs related to this transaction. So I wanted to be clear about that. And lastly, I would just note that I know that the Wilton History Group, some of their representatives spoke to me as recently as Saturday, and they're very interested in the potential to, at least on some of the ranch activities there, maybe to be considered as a partner in the future. Obviously, there are some things that need to happen here yet as it relates to maybe a master plan or some other context, but they're very interested. They've noted what's been done both at Dry Creek Ranch, but certainly McFarland Ranch, working with history groups in both of those communities in Sacramento County. So I did want to note that. So anyway, my thanks to all those that worked on this, and sorry for the long conversation this morning, but I wanted to at least recognize those folks that worked on it and hit a couple of details that'll be in the exchange agreement, but certainly aren't noted here today. Thank you.
Ms. Frost, anything? Okay. I'd like the record to note that I'm recusing myself from item 32, potential conflict of interest. Okay, we do have a request to speak on item 28, Matt Eland. I don't know if you heard that we're continuing that. You can speak anyway, but just want to make sure you're aware.
Thank you, Chair Peters. Matt Elam, Pacific Housing. We're the owner-developer of Portofino subdivision, and that's kind of why I wanted to request to speak. I wasn't made aware from staff that it would be continued, and just trying to get some clarity as to the reason for the continuance.
I believe it's to do with some exhibits in the staff report and the lot numbers.
Okay. And it was continued to what day?
October 16th.
October 16th? So we need to work, I guess it's just this news test at this hearing that this would be continued.
Yeah,
so.
it came up yesterday afternoon, so
Okay.
I'm sure someone will be in touch with you if it's necessary. It may be just an inter-office
Okay,
communication problem.
all right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, it looks like we have another speaker on the consent. Ashley Zambrano on item 33.
Hi, good morning. My name is Ashley Zambrano. I'm here on behalf of the Cosumnes Community Services District. I just wanted to, on behalf of the district, thank county staff as well as Supervisor Natoli for all of the hard work and assistance on this matter. The district certainly believes that this is a beneficial exchange for both entities, and we really look forward to completing the transfer. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley, and thanks, Maureen. Maureen called the office this morning, said she couldn't be here, so thank
Yes.
you and your board for your work. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, I think that's everything on consent. Certainly the speaker forms that I have relating to consent.
Okay, so we'll need a motion for the balance of the consent matters with the note of item 12, 18, 19, 28 being continued, item 32, there's a recusal, and then item 39 we're holding.
Okay.
Okay, so moved.
A motion and a second, please vote.
Unanimous vote with those members present. And item 48 is the presentation of service award for 25 years of service for Raymond Lazada.
Okay, I'm not sure who's coming forward on that. Chief Seal.
Thank you. Good morning, Lee Seal, Chief Probation Officer. It's my pleasure to be here this morning with so many representatives from the Sacramento County Probation Department to honor and thank Supervising Probation Officer Ray Lazada. I'll invite Ray to come down. Where'd you go? Come on down, Ray. I'm sure he'll take the opportunity just to say a couple of words. Ray began with us in 93. He was promoted to Deputy Probation Officer 5 years later in 95, became a Senior DPO in 2012, and in 2015 became a Supervising Probation Officer. He has had a transformative impact on our department in a number of areas. I want to just identify two, but I really could go on and on. His work inside our juvenile hall has been essential. As you know, we pulled ourselves out of litigation well over a decade ago, and a big part of that was people like Ray working hard inside juvenile hall to help transform the culture, to do business a little bit differently, and really provide a model for staff to how we engage with kids, how we interact, our mindset and professionalism. Ray, we are where we are today because of Ray, and I want to thank him for that and acknowledge that. The second area where he has really had a lasting impact is in his work with gangs. Ray is an expert in the area of gangs. He testifies as a subject matter expert. He is the go-to person with the DA's office and other local law enforcement when they need someone to testify or provide some expertise. He does trainings all over the region and is called upon frequently to share his knowledge and experience. He was part of the gang unit several years ago at a time where our department was doing quite a bit in this area. Because we have and work closely with people on probation, we get a lot of intel. And a lot of that comes through regular law enforcement, but a lot of it also comes through relationships and the kind of work we do interpersonal, and nobody's better at that than Ray. As people know, we had to make some tough decisions during the budget cuts, and unfortunately we had to cut back in that area, and I think that was heartbreaking for not just Ray, but for many of the people who stand behind me who really valued that work. And I think it's a fitting tribute to Ray and his legacy that today, thanks to investments from the Board of Supervisors and the support of the County Executive's Office, that gang unit is back up and running, and there's a lot of great people doing the kind of work, following in your footsteps. Ray himself is not doing that work specifically, but he is doing extremely important work as part of the Black Child Legacy Campaign. He's working with young people and young adults, some of whom, quite frankly, are some of the most challenging folks out there. These, youngsters in their 20s are unpredictable and really high risk. And when there's a challenge, we throw it at Ray. So thank you, Ray. I want to conclude by just calling out something I didn't know until it was brought to my attention, just the numerous awards that you've received over the years. 2012 Adult Field Officer of the Year, 2013 Dr. Martin Luther King Day of Peace Award, 2013 Center for African Peace and Conflict Resolution Peace Service Award from Sacramento State University, 2013 Friends Care Award for volunteering to work with children dealing with adverse childhood experiences and incarcerated parents. On behalf of everybody, the board, the entire department, it's a tribute to you to see so many people gathered today. It's really a legacy that you should be proud of. I want to thank you for your 25 years of service. But one last thing before I do, we have to give credit where credit is due and call out Tracy Lozada, who is with us here as well. Ray, you didn't think you were going to take credit for all of this, did you? Tracy Lozada is right here. She's also a supervising probation officer in our department, and the two of them, you just couldn't ask for better employees. So on behalf of the department, thank you, Ray, and it's my pleasure to present to you the certificate for 25 years of service.
Thank you, sir. Chief knows I can talk, so if he offered me the microphone, I guess you guys must have some time. No, it's, first I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for taking the time, to acknowledge, the officers and your employees that reached this milestone. It's priceless, and I got a bunch of emotions going on, and then, just all at once, and then Chief goes to my wife, and it's like, I always joke about how that's kind of like the Oprah Stedman relationship, right? I just kind of the guy on the side.
Is she that wealthy?
Well, she makes more money than I do, so. No, but it's been great. Probation has been more than just a career. It's been purpose. It's been fulfillment in life for me and, my coworkers, each of which means so much, for those of us that grew up in this department. But it was, my mom was 13 years old when she birthed me into this world, and my brother came at 15, and we struggled for a lot of years. And so growing up, understanding community, understanding support, and understanding love, I have to say, if it wasn't for God's mercy and grace in my life, I could easily be on the other side over here on one of those 7th, 6th, 5th floors over there. But because of the department and all the support, the supervisor that I had over the years, it really helped to culminate what it means to serve and what it means to love, and whether that means serving honorably, selflessly, sacrificing as a peace officer on behalf of others, or understanding the need that we need to keep striving for social justice and probation, and for the leadership of our department to pretty much allow us to be able to function and acknowledge that and strive toward that unapologetically has been what I've been at 25 years, what I'm most proud of is the direction and leadership that we have at this time. But to my coworkers who showed up, everybody I gleaned something. I'm thinking more than just coworkers, those that took the time to help out with tactics, because Ray's always been good at talking, but the tactics needed some help. And I'm thinking of my comrades in the old gang unit that were patient with me at that time. But even more than that, their example of being young fathers. I was raised by my grandparents, and I didn't have traditional moms and dads, and growing up shoulder to shoulder with those guys at that time. When I started my own family, my son Christian is here. My daughter's 21. She's getting married in January. And it's just, I owe it all really to the opportunity that the county's provided. And so again, I'm thankful, and I appreciate you taking out the time. And best days are always ahead.
Item 49, presentation of resolution proclaiming September 2018 as Prostate Awareness Month.
Mr. Doss, are you in the audience? There we go. Come on down. I have no idea where it. Just looking for separate buttons. Okay. There we go. Good morning. We're here today to present a resolution on Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Prostate cancer is the most frequently diagnosed cancer in men and the second leading cause of cancer deaths in men. The Cancer Society estimates there'll be about 165,000 new cases of prostate cancer in the USA in 2018, resulting in an estimated almost 30,000 deaths. It's estimated that over 15,000 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer this year, and 3,500 California men will die from this disease. The 5-year survival rate approaches 100% when prostate cancer is diagnosed and treated early, but drops to 30% when it spreads to other parts of the body. The American Cancer Society recommends that men should have an opportunity to make an informed decision about whether to be tested for prostate cancer. So, on behalf of the Board of Supervisors, we recognize September 2018 as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and commends the American Cancer Society for recommending men be tested for early detection. So I have this resolution for you, and
okay.
Would you like to say a few words?
If I may.
Sure.
As the director of the California Prostate Cancer Coalition, we want to thank you for issuing your resolution today. We are pleased that with your resolution, you are joining with the White House, the U.S. Congress, California Senate and Assembly, and many other government bodies across the country in designating September as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. Your resolution will bring awareness about this little-known deadly disease to the attention of our community. Here are some additional interesting facts about prostate cancer. Today in the USA, there are over 3 million men living with a history of prostate cancer, and I'm one of them. In the average American family, the husband has a similar risk factor as his wife has in developing cancer, hers being breast cancer, his being prostate cancer. In the USA, 1 out of 9 men will develop prostate cancer. 1 out of 8 women will develop breast cancer. Men also have the same death rate from prostate cancer as women have from breast cancer. Every 18 minutes, 24/7, an American man dies from prostate cancer. Prostate cancer is a cunning disease because in the early stage, there are no tests, there are no self-tests, and there are no symptoms. That is why many cancer researchers are now suggesting that every man have a baseline prostate cancer examination starting at age 40. Men with a family history of prostate cancer, African American men, and Vietnam veterans should consider having their baseline examination at age 35. As stated in your resolution, the American Cancer Society recommends that every man have an opportunity to make an informed decision about his prostate cancer testing. Once again, we want to thank you for your resolution in support of prostate cancer awareness and the opportunity to speak with you this morning. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you
Thanks for
very
coming
much.
in every year.
Okay. This is number 13.
13, wow. Thank you.
Thanks.
Item 50 is the presentation of resolution honoring Jim Boy's Tacos on Sacramento Jim Boy's Tacos Day.
Ms. Rust?
And I'd like to invite the Jim Boy's Tacos family, and Karen Freeman is here today, I think, to join me at the podium. Karen is the daughter of the founder of Jim Boy's Tacos.
My brother Scott.
Oh, and Scott. Okay, great.
Hi. Very good, thank you.
But it gives me great pleasure this morning to present a resolution on behalf of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors to the Jim Boy's Tacos family. And I'm going to read this because there's some really interesting history in here. Whereas Jim Boy's Tacos is one of Sacramento's most iconic restaurant brands, founded in 1954 when it debuted as a small trailer on Kings Beach in Lake Tahoe, California. Whereas Jim Boy's Tacos was founded by Jim Boy Knutson, where he used his recipe for his signature original American beef taco encased inside a grilled stone-ground tortilla dusted with liberal coating of grated Parmesan cheese, and we all love those. Whereas after a few years, Jim Boy's Tacos moved into a small building in North Tahoe Boulevard, and celebrities performing at the famous Calneva Lodge in Tahoe began making trips to the storefront. And in 1969, Jim Boy Knutson decided to franchise Jim Boy's Tacos in the Sacramento area, and now has since grown to over 40 locations throughout the California and Nevada. Jim Boy's Tacos has played a vital part of the economic engine of Sacramento County for over 45 years and served as an important source of jobs in our community. Jim Boy's Tacos will celebrate its 65th anniversary in 2019 with a year-long schedule of festivities. And whereas Jim Boy's Tacos' core purpose is to make a positive impact in people's lives in serving tacos that people love and crave, and regularly serves nearly 7 million tacos a year, which equates to 13 tacos every minute. Whereas Jim Boy's Tacos continues to bring happiness to all who visit its cherished restaurant while serving over 15,000 guests daily. Therefore, be it resolved that the members of this Board of Supervisors for the Sacramento County do hereby honor Jim Boy's Tacos with Sacramento County's Jim Boy's Tacos Day, and extends its sincere congratulations for its many dedicated years as a successful business here in Sacramento and the surrounding communities. And I just want to congratulate you on a lifetime of success with your franchise. And actually, I was 2 years old when your dad started that. So I've had Jim Boy's Tacos all my life, and I'm glad. Would you like to say a couple of words and introduce yourselves?
Okay. Thank you so much. I would like to introduce my family. This is my brother, Scott Knutson, and my son, Eric Freeman. And I would also like to acknowledge the wonderful people that came here with us. We have franchisees here, Greg Ladner, Michael, and Gary Perez. They've been longtime franchisees, and they really, truly are the ones that represent our food so well. in this community, and I am grateful to you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much. We have Bob Anderson, who is the CEO of our franchising entity. We have Dina and Todd. And having recognized them, I just would like to say thank you so much. This is such an honor. It wells up in me and I am so grateful. We are so grateful. Sacramento has embraced us, and it has given real meaning to our brand, because they are devoted, and they have been devoted for so many years. And so I guess really we're just so grateful to this community. Thank you so much, Sue, for this. We really appreciate it from the bottom of our hearts. And thank you, family.
I started working in the stores when I was about 10, which probably violated most child labor laws. But the statute of limitations gone on that, right? Yeah, so I've retired and handed it over to my sister. I was president for many years. And she has done a great job of developing the brand and really setting the stage for us to grow, I feel, nationwide at this point. But it all started here. In Sacramento, and we will forever be a Sacramento-based company. And thank you very much for this honor.
I have a question for you. With the last name of Knudsen.
Hey, this is America. You know, Shaky was Irish, and he started a pizza parlor. So,
There you go.
Okay, Mr. Natoli?
Yeah, Karen, Scott, and Eric.
Yes,
Before you leave, I too have grown up with Jim Boy's Tacos, and remember very well one of the, no longer there, but one of the franchises that was on Stockton Boulevard, south of Florin Road there, in that little A-frame building. And at a time right after high school, in college, we were painting houses, and that was, you know, kind of working for wages and looking for a place to eat. Jim Boy's was always great value, great food, and in those days, we'd all buy ourselves a six-pack of tacos, and that would be, you know,
For $1, probably.
well, pretty close to it, but iconic, as Supervisor Frost said, and, you know, even today, it's, you know, it draws you. I think your taste buds immediately react when you see the Jim Boy sign, because it draws you to the restaurant, very, very, very frankly. And again, certainly have enjoyed the opportunity to eat at your restaurants and appreciate not only the good food, but the people you employ here and the fact that you are home-based here in Sacramento. And I guess today is Taco Tuesday, is that right? So
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. Okay. Anyway, again, thank you so much. Congratulations, and it's you know, it's great to have you with us this morning. And 65 years is great. Yeah.
Would you permit me to have a picture taken with?
Oh, no, I was going to ask all your franchisees to come up and employees. It's best to come up closer to us in this area.
Yeah.
No, I think we're good here, unless you've got, no, you're going to face that way.
Everybody squishing together. Squishing together.
Oh.
Squishing together.
Yes, thank you. I got that. Thanks.
I didn't mean to.
Uh-oh.
Is everybody
You're supposed to be
here?
in front. There you go. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. 8, 6.
Great. Congratulations to all of you. Hey, clap.
Item 51 is the presentation of resolution recognizing October 7th through 13th, 2018 as Code Enforcement Officer Week for Sacramento County.
Thank you. And we're bringing the unsung heroes of the unincorporated area forward here. The state of California has proclaimed second week of October as Code Enforcement Officer Appreciation Week. Code enforcement officers ensure the safety, health, and welfare of the citizens of Sacramento County through the enforcement of various issues of building, zoning, housing, animal control, environmental health, and life safety. I don't know of any other department that handles so many issues, unless maybe it's the lawyers. Code enforcement officers have challenging and demanding roles and often do not receive the recognition they surely deserve for the job they do in improving quality of life for the residents and businesses of our local communities. The role of many code enforcement officers has expanded in recent years, with jurisdictions increasingly relying on the expertise and training of code enforcement officers. Those officers are dedicated, highly qualified, highly trained professionals who share the goals of preventing neighborhood deterioration, enhancing communities, ensuring safety, and preserving property values through knowledge, training, and application of housing, zoning, and nuisance laws. So the Board of Supervisors would like to recognize and honor the code enforcement officers that serve our community and acknowledge their role in leading the way to improve quality of life within our community. And I think all of us who have unincorporated areas really rely on code enforcement to do a real variety of tasks. And I know it really has expanded over the past few years, and we really do appreciate all those things. We didn't mention community cleanup, and that's also an important element. So we thank you for the work you do, and I have a resolution for you. And would you like to speak for a moment?
Sure.
Okay.
First of all, and most importantly, I'd like to thank the Board of Supervisors and our county exec for all their support. There's been a lot of changes made in what we've done over the last couple of years, and you've been there all the time to help us get where we needed to be. With us being recognized with a week honoring code enforcement, it brings to the forefront the fact that now California has a code enforcement association. And this started with them bringing this before the governor to have it signed. The goal of CASIO, California Code Enforcement Officers Association, is to better train all code enforcement officers and to work to have continuity in what we do and make sure that we're all looking at the same things and we're working hard to do the best for the counties and jurisdictions that we serve. So like I said, I'd like to thank the Board of Supervisors. I'd like to thank you for this proclamation, and I'm very proud of my troops, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Barry.
Thank you. So, we really appreciate all the work you do. I hope it's the first of many now that we have an official week.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you very much.
Thanks for your leadership, Barry, as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really
Madam Chair, if I may. If I may, I just wanted to, thank Barry and all your troops. District 2 is no different than any other district, and probably the department we deal with more than any other is code enforcement. We don't always agree because sometimes we're in a position to advocate on behalf of constituents, and you guys have your role to do, and you always do it professionally. And I can only speak for District 2. You have made District 2 in many areas that I don't have to name a better place, and a better place for the residents of the area. So I thank you very much for your work.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.
Item 52 is the presentation proclaiming October 2018 as Sacramento County Employee Giving Campaign Month.
Okay, there it is. Okay, Troy Givens, want to come forward on this item? So each year, Sacramento County joins with communities throughout California in supporting Employee Giving Campaign Month, which results in a consolidated charitable campaign benefiting numerous organizations and causes in our community. And a wide variety of organizations are represented in the 5 federations which make up the Sacramento County Employee Giving Campaign. And because of their efforts, our neighborhoods, communities, nation, and world will be a better place. Pretty big world, huh? In keeping with this year's campaign theme, which is Sacramento County Cares, employees will lend their support in planning numerous departmental fundraising activities throughout the county and organizing or participating in the annual 5K run walk on October 3rd and the annual golf tournament on October 18th. So the Board of Supervisors does hereby proclaim the month of October 2018 as the Sacramento County Employee Giving Campaign Month in Sacramento County, and encourage Sacramento County employees to consider participating in the Employee Giving Campaign Month by attending organized activities throughout the next several weeks and lending their support to this annual charitable giving program. So Troy?
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Peters, members of the board. It's my honor to be the chairman this year for the Employee Giving Campaign. I stand here as the chair, but as everybody knows, in an event like this or a month like this where we're trying to raise funds for very deserving causes, there's a huge team that's involved. There's over a dozen people that are working on this. And we'll probably acknowledge those people when we come back to tell you how much money we've raised in the next couple of months. But last year, you may remember that there was a goal of $300,000. We were able to surpass that. This year, our goal is $350,000. As Supervisor Peters mentioned, we have 2 signature events. We've already surpassed our goal on the 5K run walk. We're hoping to perhaps next year establish 2 dates where we can have runners and we can have walkers. So walkers like myself won't be in the way of all the runners that are scooting up and down the trail. But we've already raised over $24,000 on the 5K run walk. So we're off to a very good start. We have 5 federations, as was mentioned. They reach locally, they reach nationally, and they reach internationally. So it represents hundreds of charities that do very high quality work. And it struck me as I was here earlier listening about the remarks with Probation Officer Lozada about the number of county employees that are involved in this campaign, the number of people that I think are here working for the county on behalf of our communities and wanting to make this a better place. And this campaign is just an extension of that. It is people that I think it's within our DNA, within our ethos to want to help our communities. And this campaign is really right in alignment with that. So I want to thank the Board of Supervisors for your leadership on this. I'd like to thank the county employees who participate. I'd like to thank the team that's been involved. And we look forward to a very successful campaign. Thank you.
Thanks, Troy.
Yes, and we do have, as you noticed, there is a bake sale right outside in the lobby, so buy early, buy often. And thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Troy.
Okay. So, we're going to go to item 53 and then
Okay.
back to 39.
Sure.
We need to take a very short
A brief
recess for
recess to
technical.
reset the